Hello everyone, this is Professor Illuminante. Good to see everyone. This is Quest 3, and Quest 3 is going to help you learn how to build, and it's also going to help you understand a feudal society and kind of what we call a hierarchy, mean kind of an order of things. So, in order to do this quest, you're going to go to our starting point, which is at the um, flagpole, starting point. And again, if you've completed Quest 2, this should be close to your home location. And over here we've got a box that has a very colorful icon on it. If you want to zoom in close to it, if you're on a Mac, you just hold your Alt button down. But if you're on a PC, if you hold your Alt Control buttons down, and then you can use your mouse to you'll get this funky little symbol here. You can move your mouse, scroll in and scroll out, and then you can actually look at objects of any kinds. Or you can also use what are called these camera controls. You see these little circular things? When you become an expert picture taker, you'll learn about this a little bit more. Anyways, on to the assignment. Here it goes. The first thing you're going to do is right click on this box to get the pie menu, or again a command click if you've got a Mac, and then you're just going to choose the well, actually we're going to choose, thinking of the buy section. And you should get a buy screen. I think it's because I own this object I'm not getting that buy option, but you should get a buy option when you look at this, and then you're going to just buy this, and then this is going to be taking everything into your inventory. So the objects are going to wind up in your inventory, and you'll find that you have several things in this. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to have 5 what are called textures, and you can notice it by the multicolored design here. If I just double click on one, you'll see what they look like. They should open up to what the picture looks like. But you'll be able to see that in your texture folders, you should see, if I type in the word Lord, here's my textures. And all of those textures should appear here. And so I've got a surf texture, I've got a knight texture, I've got a lord texture, I've got a king texture. Okay, and give them a minute, they should open up, and you'll see that these all have different textures to them. So here's where the building skill comes into play. We're actually going to build 4 boxes like this, or cubes I should say, and we're going to have each of those textures put on the box. So if you give yourself some space, make sure that you've got a little room, because this is going to take a little bit. The first thing you're going to do is go down to the build button. Down at the bottom, you're going to click build, and you'll notice we get what we call the prim menu. We're going to stick to this cube prim. You'll notice there's a whole bunch of other prims that you can use for building, and if you become a master craftsman, you'll know all of these, and we encourage you to build. So I'm just going to make sure that this cube is selected, and then notice that my cursor turns into a little bit of a magic wand. And so if I click that magic wand, I get a cube with a variety of arrows coming out of it, and I can move using kind of math coordinates. You'll notice there's a little ruler that shows up. I can move the box from side to side, up and down, and then I can also come over here. This is my editing window. This works very much like a CAD type program, a building program. I can choose rotate, so I can rotate the box, the cube I should say, and I can also stretch it. And I do want to kind of stretch it. Notice there's gray handles and colored handles. Gray handles will keep the proportion of the box, so I'm just going to keep that proportion. I'm even going to name it over here. I'm going to just say Pyramid of Power, kind of part 1. Okay. And so now I have this box, and again, I can do all kinds of things with it, from positioning it to rotating it to stretching it, and I can also do what we call selecting a texture. So if I want to choose one side of this, I can just put a texture, which is what we're going to eventually want to do. And if I don't have that select texture button, it's just going to choose all of them. It's going to put it on all of the slides. And you'll notice that this box has every side has the same texture on it. So if I wanted to just have one side, I could just choose select texture, and then I just kind of choose which one I want. I can choose any of those sides. Alright, so coming back to this, I want to create 4 boxes. So I could either keep going down to build, I could keep closing and building and making them, or what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just copy this box. I'm going to go more, and I'm going to take a copy. And you'll wonder where that box shows up. It's actually going to show up in here, and I probably shouldn't have named it Pyramid of Power Part 1, right? Because it's going to kind of get confusing. So I'm just going to rename it and just call it Pyramid of Power, so that when I make more copies, it's just going to stay the same. So then I can just click and drag and make another one. Click and drag, I'm going to make another one. And click and drag, I'm going to make another one. Alright, so I'm going to right click and get my pie menu and edit, and notice now I can kind of edit all of these Pyramid of Powers boxes. I'm just going to kind of move it back and forth. I'm going to kind of separate the boxes a little bit so I can keep them separated and so they don't get in my way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the texture area, and I'm going to select the front texture. Again, if I don't want to do that, I want to select them all, I can do that as well. I'm just going to maybe click off of that, but let's do it for all of them so it's kind of uniform. I'm going to go here to the texture button, and in order to put a texture on it, I have to go to this texture square, and I click that, and notice how nice this is. It actually gives me all the textures in my inventory. So I'm just going to go pyramid. Actually, let me type in Lord was one of them. I'm going to select that one for that box. Okay. And notice I'm also going to check this little full bright box. That'll make it nice and bright for me. I'm going to go down to this box. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to type in King. Okay. Again, we're looking for textures. It turns out there's a lot with King, but it looks like I'm just looking for the blank one that says King. So I'm going to select that one. Again, I'm going to choose full bright. Then I'm going to choose this one. Click on the texture again and type in surf. Okay, and there's my surf texture. Whoops, clicked on a little bit too much, but I'm just going to select that one. And then finally, actually I forgot to click full bright. So full bright will make that nice and bright. And then the last one, I'm going to choose texture again. I'm going to type in the word night, and I've got the night texture there. And hopefully that's the right one. Okay, and again, click on full bright. And I'm going to close all these windows out. It's getting kind of in my way. So now I have 4 boxes: Knight, Surf, Lord, King. What you need to do is you need to put these boxes in order. Okay, and I'm going to just, if you close off of your boxes, you can just click the edit button again, and then you can click on really any of these. So again, if you lose your editing menu, just right click on the box and choose edit from your pie menu, and you'll get everything back. And what I want you to do, this is going to be the tougher part, you're going to organize your little cubes in the order, with the top being the one person with the most power, and the bottom being the one with the least power. So this is, I know, a really quick explanation of all of this. I know I went really pretty fast through this, but you're just going to do your best to try and stack these boxes up using the arrows, using your stretching, all of that, and then you're going to create the pyramid of power. So whoever's on top is going to be on top, and whoever is on bottom, the bottom of the pyramid of power, meaning they have the less influence on their society. So I know that was rather quick. Good luck and have fun.